viewers. Hope your day is going well. Welcome to Godmade, your spiritual partner. Well, with a morning's cup of tea and listening to some spiritual adventure, what else can better calm down your mind? So let's power on. So here is a story about Yamraj, the Lord of Death, and how he lost his good looks. So it is a brief story about how Lord of Death lost his good looks. You may knew that Yamaraj, the god of death, and also refers to as Kala, although he has a frightening appearance now, he wasn't always like this. Vedas describe him as a cheerful and handsome deity, but the Puranas show him as a fearsome god, riding a buffalo and carrying a mace and a noose. He was the first mortal to die and so was made the god of death. His noose is always following someone on earth. Yama, along with his accountant Chitragupta, keeps count of everybody's needs. If a person performs good deeds, he goes to heaven, bad deeds to hell, and if both, then back to earth for another life. The reason why Lord Yama lost his good looks. Initially, Yama was very good looking and handsome. He was too proud of his good looks and admired himself all day. He was responsible to free the souls from mortal bodies and escort them to heaven or hell. As a result, he lost his concentration from his work and forgot his duties as the god of death and was flirting with women in Devaloka and on earth. Subsequently, bad deeds increased in the world with depleting resources with no fear of death amongst people, and earth was unable to bear such burden anymore. How does Lord Shiva change his looks? Ultimately, Shiva called Yama to Kailash. When he arrived, Shiva asked him, "Yama, I heard that nobody is scared of you on earth." "Yes, my lord," he said. "You also seems to attract women a lot." He added, "No, my lord, it is the women." Yama said shamefacedly. Shiva knew that Yama was attracting women due to his good looks and changed his looks with a gory countenance. Shiva sent Yama to bring some water from the pond. As Yama bowed down for water, he saw his reflection in the pond. He was shocked beyond belief at the face staring at him from the water. He came running back to Shiva and said, "Lord, there is a fiery demon-looking character staring at me from the water. He has dark looks, big teeth, and a long and dense moustache and looks very scary. Who is he?" Shiva's reaction to Lord of Death. Shiva laughed heartily at his and said, "It is your own reflection." Yama was saddened by such a reply received from Shiva and asked him, "Is there a way to get back to my early countenance?" He cried. Shiva just smiled in answer and went back to his penance. He looked at Shiva for a while, but Shiva turned back and remained short to any reply. When Yama met Brahma and Vishnu, with hopes in his eyes and guilt in his heart, Yama tried Brahma next, but he was busy writing a manuscript. Vishnu and Lakshmi were in a deep discussion about some cosmic issues, and Yama couldn't get a moment to speak to them. At last, Yama decided that the only way ahead was to do penance and pray to Vishnu. Years rolled by and finally Vishnu appeared before him. "What can I do for you, Yama?" asked Vishnu. "I want to be handsome again," said Yama. Vishnu shook his head. "That's not possible," he said. "You will become vain and let your job suffer. But I can remove the horns for you. I will give them instead to an animal who will become your vehicle." Yama resigned himself to his fate. He knew that the gods were right. He had become too vain for his own good. He looked at the buffalo that stood next to him, his new vehicle. Yama smiled at the animal grimly. At last, he looked like the god of death. And the story ends. Hence, the story of Yama teaches us to do good deeds always and to never bend the rules, whoever might be asking for it.